Hello and welcome to EGW Writings Tech Tips. I'm your host, Daryl Thompson. Thank you for joining us today in another of our series on learning how to use the new egwwritings.org website. Now today I'm going to show you something that's a little bit technical, but also very useful. And that is when you're in the reader, in a book, there's a toolbar across the top. And in that toolbar, there is lots of little tools that we have added there to help you in your navigation, in your changing of fonts and styles and copying and sharing and printing and all those types of things are all there in the toolbar. And I'm going to go through and explain each icon for you in detail, what it does and how it works. And the best way to do that is to open up a book in front of me here on the new egwwritings.org website. So I'm going to go to the book Adventist Home. I've opened up Adventist Home and here it is in front of me. I might just close the little search plus and the toolbar so I have it nice and plain in front of me with nothing else complicating it up with the tree or the search plus window, just the reader. Now, the first thing I want to show you is at the top here, you have the book title that shows, and you can see Adventist Home. Now underneath, you can see a series, what I call the Crumb Trail. This is a very useful tool. Now, if I want to navigate to a different book, I can navigate to any book at this level. This here is the collection level. This here is at the section level. This is at the language level. And this shows you all of your menu items, and that takes you back to the main. So if you ever want to go back to the main, I click that and I'm back to the main window. Simple as that. If I navigate into Adventist Home and I want to go to like Bible, I can navigate straight to Bible. So I was just showing you that's what we call the Crumb Trail. You know exactly where you are. Underneath that is you can see that sometimes if there's not enough space, we hide some of the tools in the three dots. If there is a full space there, then there will be no three dots there. So if you see the three dots, it just means that some of these tools are moved over into the three dots if you've got, say, the search plus or the tree open if you don't have enough screen real estate. But once you open that up, you see the first one here is search. Now, that is useful because if I jump in here to chapter 1, and I'm just going to navigate across here to chapter 1, and say I look here and I go, okay, society is composed of families. And I select the text by running my mouse through by clicking on the trackpad or holding down the left mouse wheel and selecting the text. Now, up the top here, this enables me to click search. I also have the same search down in here. And this is searching within a book. So if I select the text and then click search, it will search for that text within this book. All right, so I'm going to close the search window. If I want to search for text within the book, the search at the top searches everywhere across all of the EGW collections. This will search just within the book Adventist Home. So if I click on the search icon and then I come in here and I type church and then hit enter, you can see that what it will do, it will give me back all the results. There are 67 times within the book Adventist Home that church is mentioned. The other search that I showed you is if I just select a piece of text in the toolbox that pops up, I can click search there and it will automatically put society is composed of families within a phrase search and it finds it. So that's searching within a book. The next one here is if I have logged in, I can create different layouts and workspaces. If you have the MacBook, you can actually sync your workspaces between the Mac EGW Writing software and also the Windows EGW Writing software. So you can see here that this is what I said is the workspace or layouts, and in the little tooltip underneath you can see that. But when I click on this, as I can save if I'm doing a study, maybe I have multiple screens open or I have a particular search going on, I can actually add a workspace. I can give it a name. Let's say it's just Adventist Home, and you've got to be logged in to be able to save your workspace, and now it's saved this. So the next time I come back and I want to come back to this particular workspace, you can see here I have the Adventist Home one open, and all I need to do is click on that and it would return me to that point. If I click on 1, see how it returns me to this view that I had in Child Guidance before when I added it. And if I want to go back to my Adventist Home one, I click there and I'm back to where I was. So that's Workspace. The next icon here is very useful if I want to go and copy text and have at the top the headers there. So, I can see along here, every paragraph, it lays out right along the top here exactly the book and the page and the paragraph and the author that I'm in. Sometimes when you're going through and selecting the text, you want to have that information at the top. That's the only time that it's useful, but we've placed it there in case, you want to select the text here. And when you select the text, then it comes up and you click on the little copy icon. And see here it says copy headers. And if I go copy selection and come across into Word, see how it placed at the top there the header that I was displaying. So that is showing headers. We've already gone through in a previous tutorial. This is showing the page numbers. This is showing the original page breaks within the text. So if I'm scrolling down here through the book, if I come across an original page break and turn that on, see the little page breaks in here? You can see the page breaks are showing up. And that's where the original page 19 started, at that page break mark. This one here at the end of every paragraph turns on the little tiny ref code. So that's this little icon here between the slash between parentheses. That turns on the ref code. The next toolbox here is what I call the search. And let's come back to that one, Kelvin. Just put a little note in there. So this little next icon here is what we call the translation bubble. And when I click that on there, I've got a translation bubble at the end, and I can come and choose the other language that I want to have in the paragraph linking. Now you can see my active text is in white, my inactive text is in grey, and whichever window I switch back and forth, you can quickly see which is the active text window. So that is the translation paralinking. The next one is increasing and decreasing the font size. The next icon here in the toolbar is changing my font. So I can select and change my font style to whatever font I prefer that we have selected there, and we have a few to select from. Now, the next one is if I've selected a word or a phrase that is a mistake, I can click on here and I can suggest a typo. So, you can go in there and you can change what you think the text should have been, only if there's a typographical error that you've noticed between the original book and here. You can type it in here and you say, please fix the word, and then put in the word. And then you click send, and we will receive that in an email, and we can verify it against the original printed book and say yes, or against Ellen White's writings. Yes, that is actually a typographical error, and we will receive that and we can correct it. So that's the suggest a typo. The next one here is PDF. And I'm not going to save the workspace here. I'm just going to switch out because it asked me. Now I can open up the book here and read this book in a PDF, if that's the way I prefer to read it. Okay. So let me just close the PDF back, go back into Adventist Home, and I will drop back into chapter 1. Okay. So here we are back in the book. Now the next one we have is the Epub View. So PDF is pre-laid out, and you can navigate and read the book through in an EPUB style if you so desire. And it has its own little tools in there. So let me just switch back here, back into Adventist Home, back into chapter 1 again. The next icon that we have here is the bibliography. And this gives the information that you may need if you want to copy this for, say, in your reference term paper or in your lesson study or whatever you're looking up. All you need to do is click on copy text, and you can see if I come over into Word here and I paste it, and it gives me my footnotes, for referencing in a paper that I may be working on. The next icon, of course, as you can see, looks like a play icon. And this is good because you can actually listen to the audiobook. So I can click on here and it will ask me, do I want to play from current paragraph or play from history? Now I want to demonstrate something. We've had audiobooks for several years available, but something that we have not had for many years, and that is you can pick up and start to play not from the beginning of the chapter like we've had. You can pick up and start playing from a particular paragraph in the book. So if you see my little tiny green indicator, or if it's in the day mode, it'll be orange, is linked onto this paragraph. Children who receive this kind of instruction will. And if I click on the play paragraph here and say play from current paragraph, it will actually start playing directly from that paragraph. And that is the beauty of the new website, is it can play from exactly where you last left off, or you can start playing from that location. And I will show you in a later tutorial where you can switch back and forth between reading and listening and continue on. It's a really great little feature, but that's in another tutorial. So that is the audiobook. Now you notice that when I hit play, a little mini player popped up over the side here. So I can
Not been blunted
play,
will appreciate here, right principle.
Or I can come over to the mini player up here and click play pause here, and you can see I can jump back and forward. I can click next chapter. I can actually maximize to the player window. Okay, or I can jump back into the reader. And we will explain the audiobook player later on. All right, now these are a series of our synchronizations. Now, if you want the audiobook to sync and play along with you, you have to have this icon on. So you can see when I hit play, see how the text actually scrolls? If you don't want that to happen, you can just turn it off. Okay? If you want it to scroll as you're playing, you can turn it on. That's what that one there is for. So this one enables syncing with split windows. This enables syncing with featured windows. This one here is very useful for looking up a word in a dictionary. So if I want to do a lookup of the dictionary, I can come in, click on the dictionary and type the word, or I can click and double click on the word or select. And when I select the word like that, I can click on the A to Z here, or I can click on the A to Z here in the toolbox. Both will do the word wisdom and search within my dictionaries. All right, let me close the dictionary here. Now, if I select some text here in the paragraph, this one here is copy, and I have the same copy tool down here, or I have the copy up here as well. So that copies the text. Now, I'm not going to go into this tutorial and show you all the different basic features that we have, but I'll just click on copy selection, and I can come across here, Control V, and there's that paragraph selected. Now, of course, I can just go select the text and go Control C, and if I do that, it copies the text, but it doesn't copy the ref code. The different toolbar that we have here enables you, when you select the text, and we'll do this a little later, to select different features when you're copying. If you just copy directly when you highlight the text, it will just copy the raw text, nothing else. Okay? But if you use our copy feature, you can copy in multiple different, the fonts, the styles, the ref codes, many other different things can go from our copy feature. Then, of course, you've got the same thing. If you've got a printer connected up, you can print the chapter, you can print the paragraph, or you can print the selected area. The next icon here is sharing. So if I want to share where I'm currently located, I can click on the share text. I can copy this link, and I could go and paste that link in another browser or down into my Word document, and now I have a link directly back to this exact location within Adventist Home, which is Adventist Home page 18, paragraph 5. And you say, how do you know that? Well, it's sitting up here, says AH 18.5, and that's my little navigation over here. We'll get to that in a second. Now you think, what is this? Well, if I click on the heart, what it enables me to do is it adds this book reading location in my library. If you are reading a book and you want to read it from cover to cover, and you add the little heart icon here, it adds it to my library, it favorites it, puts it in my library, and it will now track the unique reading history to this book. If I search within Avernest Home, generally within the app, it will not mess up that location that I've created within my library. It will only mess up the location within my library if I've opened it from my library. The next one here is turning on and off the Study Center elements. So if I'm in a book, and let me just switch back, say to Avernest Home here, into chapter 1, you can see all my highlights. And if I click this, see how they disappear? So that's turning on and off my Study Center. This here turns on, this one turns on and off my Study Center preview. This actually takes me to my Study Center. Okay. So that is what this icon here. And this one here makes it go full screen. So see how I can shoot the app out into full screen, and I can take it out by up in the top here, closing and minimizing back again. That is useful if you want to get rid of the browser bar. I've already in full screen mode here, so you can see it fully on the screen. The next one's across here is navigating. So this will take me to my next chapter, previous chapter, next paragraph, previous paragraph. This enables me, I can actually navigate directly to the book. So if I want to go to Avernest Home, where I was before, page 27, I just type in AH 27.1 and directly I'm taken there. I can do the same up in the search bar at the top, but I can use it to navigate here. This last one is the information about the book, and you click on the I and see how it brings me to, I love this page and layout. I can read, I can listen, I can see all the languages that are available. I can download the PDF, the EPUB, the MOBI, the MP3. That's my information screen. I can navigate through the chapters. Okay, so let me just jump back into where I was, into chapter 1. This here shows me my chapters. So if I want to have the tree closed and be able to navigate through here, through my book, as I go, I can have open and closed. And you can see here, I can close it from here, open and close the chapter. The last one is subscribe. And if I want to subscribe and I'm logged in, I can actually receive this as a daily subscription, the book Avernest Home, to be received by email or a notification within my browser. If I'm logged in and I remember my cookies, it will say, oh, here's your next selection. It will take me to that selection of the book, and that's subscribing. Here, it always tells you where you are in the book, just like it does over here. And this one here is turning on and off my search highlights. If I go into the book and I'm searching within the book for home life, okay, and I open up my first hit, so I'm within the book, see how I can navigate through the book and back and forwards through my search results. You can see how when I click on the next, it loads my next search results, and I can turn my search results off. So we have successfully gone through all but one left thing. And this is the little slider. And this shows me all the chapters. So if I have this off and I have the tree off, I can actually see the progression through the book where I am. So, I look about a third of the way in and I'm on chapter 27. I could jump across here, go to chapter 29, or I could go to chapter 41, or I could go to chapter 57. So you can see it's my, location, and you can visually see where you are, and you can actually also use it to click through the book. Okay, we have completed all of the tools in the EGW Writings website reader. There's a lot, I know there's a lot to review for you to go through and see, but hopefully it's useful information that you can use and play and test yourself as you use the EGW Writings app. Thanks for joining us now. Have a nice day.